Greetings from Podcastville. The Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by Onnit. For all your supplemental needs, go to Onnit. Listen, I can't hook you up with the kettlebells and fucking ropes and battle ropes and that shit. But as far as supplements are concerned, the jerky, the fucking hemp protein, the Shroom Tech Sport and the Shroom Tech Immune, the Alpha Brain, the core of the organization, I'll get you 10% off. Just go to Onnit.com right now and press in.
Church.
Bam! It's get delivered right to your house. No drama. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody asks questions. You understand me? Just like that. Number two, listen. Yo, people always hit me up. Joey, where do I get a fat man gi? Where's the best gi for a fat guy? Listen, I'm going to answer it to you right now. Fuji. They've been around since Japan got bombed. They don't give a fuck. You understand me? Fujisports.com has been there forever. They've been making fucking Muay Thai gear. They got mats. They got everything. They got the best gear in the business. How do I know? Because that's all I wear. And then whenever I'm in closed guard, people try to pull me. They try to fucking grab my arm. Those fucking gis are durable. Those kids are strong. You understand me, Jack? So, whether you're looking for shin guards, whether you're looking for a nice rash guard, whether you're looking for a nice gi, if you need a rash guard and you're a 5X, guess who got it? Fujisports.com. Press in.
Church.
Bam! Get 10% off, delivered to your house. Tell them Uncle Joey sent you, all right? Kick this fucking mule, Lee. It's the Church of What's Happening Now. Tuesday morning, you bad motherfuckers. I missed you. Long week last week. I want to thank Providence and the Comedy Connection for having me last week. 2 sold-out shows. And then my man fucking Vinny Brand, Stress Factory. You guys were phenomenal. I'm sorry about the Heckler Friday night late show. He threw my timing off. You know, I'm deaf in one fucking ear. And I'm all fucked up, and this guy wouldn't shut the fuck up. But that's it, and that's that. I had a great time. Thank you very much for making my homecoming always a fucking pleasure. On the way back, I had the pleasure of flying back with Kate Quigley and Andrew Dice Clay on JetBlue. Andrew Dice Clay is the funniest man alive. He was giving away free bagels on the fucking flight to people. And 2 chicks actually took the fucking bagels. They don't give a fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't 2 guys. It was 2 broads that took the fucking bagels. Unbelievable.
Can you imagine getting a bagel from Dice at 6 in the morning? Like
4. We were on that plane at fucking 4. We boarded that motherfucker at 5 to 8:15 a.m.
Oh my God.
Up all night. I went over to my brother picked me up in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
I got to hand it to George. You know, I've known him since I was fucking 15, the summer of 79. I've known that lunatic. But he's such a, his whole family, like, you know, he saved my life. He's another guy. You know? But he picked me up in New Brunswick, went back to his house. He made fresh chicken cutlets, Italian style, with the breadcrumbs thin. I must have had 18 of them. And then he whips out a fucking box from Rispoli's, a bakery, like a famous bakery.
Yeah.
And he got 2 lobster tails and a fucking cannoli in that motherfucker. This lobster tail has this velvet cream in that motherfucker. I didn't care about points.
I was going to say, you just said fuck points, huh?
Nothing. Then he brought me some double caffeine Starbucks coffee or some shit. I drank that with the fucking lobster tail. I was off and running. We stayed there till 3:45 till the car came and got me. The car came and got me at 3:30 a.m. It was just 12:30. You know, a dear friend of mine travels a lot, and I asked her how she deals with stuff. And she said that she always stays on LA time when she travels, regardless of what people want. And that was always weird to me. I don't. I fight it. I try to go to bed at 12, and it's a motherfucker.
I know.
It sucks dick. But anyway, who gives a fuck? The theme is revenge. I was talking to Rick a few weeks ago, and we were talking about movies. And I told him I wanted him back on the film.
Yeah.
Back on the podcast. And, you know, why have Rick on if you're not going to discuss films? I'm not going to have Rick come on here and talk about baseball. So
yeah, they're going to win. They're going to end well.
So I was thinking about how many films I like that are about revenge.
Yeah.
But then after I spoke to you, I thought about revenge from many different angles. Like if you watch Rocky, it's about revenge. It's about a guy getting one shot. There's so many themes for revenge, you know?
It's thematically, it's like everything has been against me for so long. People have been shitting on me. People have been saying that he isn't worth a fuck. And yet I gotta believe in me because I'm like the only person that will. And whereas other people will write shit off or they'll allow the shit to come down on them, I'm going to finally get my balls back and say, no, not this time. It's going to be different this time. And you're absolutely right. It's a revenge against the self. It's a revenge against everybody who was said. It's a revenge against Mickey. It's revenge against the leg breaking and the fucking fight game as a whole. It's a beautiful example of that. Yeah.
Well, it was crazy because a kid hit me. I said something on the Periscope this morning, and the Greek hit me up from Toronto, and he was like, fucking, did you think about Godfather 2? And I'm thinking about even Godfather as a whole. You know, it's true. Like, he waited in the bushes for 50 fucking years, Vito, and he went back there and stabbed the fucking guy, which is a tremendous scene.
And it's great, too, because the guy is damn near death as it is, but Vito needs to be the one. Vito needs this guy, and he lets him know, Vito Andolini, I come from this place, and this is for you. Cuts him right to the fucking
or something fucking. He says some crazy shit.
He cuts him from the lower part of the belly all the way to the top. Oh.
In the main clip, they don't show when he blows up the guy. He blows up the guy in the pizza parlor in Buffalo, New York. They don't show that in the movie cut, in the theater cut.
No.
But when you get the ones with the added scenes that they cut out, which if you watch the movie and you see some of the added scenes, you wish that they stay the fuck out. Especially a lot of James Caan scenes.
Yeah.
They were pretty fucking bad.
Well, that's the thing with these. Sometimes these directors go back. I mean, fucking Coppola did it with Apocalypse. I mean, some of the shit that he put back in was good. Some of that shit, that whole plantation scene, I mean, goddamn, it just slows the movie down.
It slowed it down for me.
I understand what he's trying to do with it, but if the idea of it is good and the execution is bad, you got to just keep it out of there.
Who are your favorite directors right now?
Right now, I still love Gilliam. I still love Scorsese. Fincher hasn't made anything really great in a long time, but now it's just like a free for all. It's like everything it's almost like these directors don't exist on that same level as you're like, oh shit, there's going to be a Scorsese film coming out this month. Like remember when Goodfellas came out and you were like, shit, this is Scorsese going back to what he knows. And then I would go and see Kundun or Age of Innocence or Bringing Out the Dead. Anything that the man did, it was the passion of that. I know Terry Gilliam is finally getting ready to make The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, which from the previews doesn't look like it's going to be very good. But this guy, for years, has always impressed me with his visual sense, But like right now, I can't say that there's too many young directors. I mean, Fincher's already in his 50s. Christopher Nolan is already up there. Who the fuck is out there making great films? It's almost impossible to pin it down to one director doing really good work.
Let's go back a second here, because this is something that I wanted to discuss that's been bothering me for a long time. Lee asked you when we came in before the podcast started about Movie Pass and all this shit. And it's so weird. He also asked you a really weird question, which a lot of people don't ask of Lee's age. He asked you when the New Beverly was going to reopen.
Yeah.
Listen, let's throw our cards on the table here. I fucking grew up in a movie theater.
Yeah.
I grew up in a movie theater. And the movie experience was easy.
Yeah.
It was like everything else in this life, Flying used to be a breeze. You could smoke in the air. You could drink in the air. You get fucked up. You could get up and sit with your friend, and then they ruined it. Everything has become this fucking semi-communistic. If you saw life back then, you'd see how much freedom has been taken from us in so many ways, from the videos to the fucking hemispheres. What are those things that the kids have with the cameras? You can't commit a legit crime.
Oh yeah, the drones.
Yeah, the drones. You commit a crime, they find the body. They tap into a camera. They'll find you. They'll see you digging that fucking drone.
Everything is DNA.
Everything is on fucking tape.
Yeah.
So even the movie theater experience has been taken from us. The movie experience, Lee said to you, well, some of the movies have selected seating or assigned seating. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I said, what the fuck I want.
Not anymore. Depending
I said
on
what
the
I
theater.
want.
Yeah, you would like to, but places like the ArcLight, places like some of the AMC theaters.
Cinemark now, like the $8 theater has it. And I, to be honest, I like it. I like what they're doing. I like the comfortable seats. But the issue I have with movies right now, and the reason why I wouldn't go to movies without Movie Pass, is, and I'm not saying they're bad because that everyone says movies are bad now, but it seems like they went from making like films or like full on like worlds, and now they're just making like themes. Like, oh, this movie is a love story with a comedic love story, and this one, like they had an emoji movie. Yeah. They have the Kong movie, which I heard with The Rock wasn't terrible. But what, like, it's just a way for The Rock to blow stuff up.
It's going to be The Rock doing what The Rock does, and it's all going to be CGI. But the thing is that when you find, I love old movies, and the fact of the matter is they are better movies. They're better stories. They were told better. They were told with more heart and passion. But you also had actors that you and I could relate to. These were actors that you wanted to be. You wanted to be Lee Marvin. You wanted to be Bronson. There's not an actor working today that I look at going, yeah, that's a cool motherfucker that I wish I could be for a minute, you know?
Now, you got to understand one thing. Most of the people who listen to this show are young AIDS people. And you don't want to sound like that guy. Like, I never want to sound like that guy that 30 years ago you should have seen. But in many ways, it's an eye-opening experience when you see a film from the 70s and you see a cellular and you see a rotary phone and you see different things that do not exist today or not even close to existing. But the movie theater experience, like, name me one fucking movie theater around here that I can go to the movies at midnight. Is there one? There is one. I know Lee likes one.
Well, but we were talking about that before you got here.
First of all, I'd be scared to go to a movie at midnight.
Really?
I'm thinking about somebody's going to come in and jerk off at midnight.
I used to love midnight movies were the best. Oh,
I love them. No, Lee, I grew up on a midnight movie every fucking Saturday. There was a different rock movie, or they play. I went to see Apocalypse at midnight at the midnight showing. You know, on acid.
I always used to hate that about. I mean, I hate it. I got mad in New York because in New York, I'd take a 6 a.m. bus if I'm out at 4. Why don't they have 24-hour movie theaters? I never, especially now with
because
digital.
people go into sleep.
Yeah.
We had to get rid of.
I'm talking about a 12 o'clock movie that's an event.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a fucking event at midnight. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a rare thing that they do that now. They'll do that when a Marvel movie opens. They'll play it 24 hours a day. I remember seeing I think it was the first Star Wars reboot. They were playing that from 7 p.m. until 3 or 4 in the morning, shut the theater down for a couple hours, and then start it up again at 8 a.m. I mean, they'll do it when it's an event, when they know they can pack them in, and they're trying to get as many people into the place as possible. But you're not going to see... But the thing is, like, when we were kids, you didn't have Netflix. You didn't have Hulu or Amazon Prime. You couldn't pull up so much shit just there. You didn't have that available to you. So the theaters got to make money, and it costs money to staff it. It costs money to light that place and keep it running. So they're not going to have people coming in to do that, and they're not going to give the opportunity when it's only going to be 3 or 4 people.
How much is a movie fucking ticket at Lemley?
At Lemley? A Lemley is about $12, $13, I think.
$13 fucking dollars. They need that much from you to keep the fucking lights on and shit.
They do.
And that's a weird thing. Like, they don't get much of the ticket price. They get all their monny from concessions. Most of the ticket price goes back. But I was just going to ask you guys, like, what do you think? How much blame do you put? Because I know they like, of course it's a business, but $5 candy, can it be $3 candy? So
what you're telling me is the movie theater doesn't make a dime at the door.
I'm not saying they make a very small percentage.
They make a very small percentage. It all goes back to the studio.
Really?
Yeah, I think probably 80+% goes back to the studio. Yeah, they make their money off of concessions. That's why it's so ridiculously expensive. That's why the last time I took a woman to see a movie, popcorn, sodas, and a candy bar cost me $30. It was fucking ridiculous.
I went to Lemley one time. I got assigned to go watch a movie for a podcast. This had to be 10 years ago. Because I was still 11 years ago. I was still living in Hollywood.
All right.
And it was a Disney movie. And the girl who works at Rotten Tomatoes, whatever her name is.
Gray.
She had the office downstairs. She had it at the time with Anna Beta. They were together at that time at a podcast.
Yeah.
And they asked me to be on about film, and they said, go see this film. And I figured, let me take my wife to the fucking Lemley. we dropped a half a yard.
Exactly.
Because we got the sauce, the chicken sauce and sandwich and shit. I remember going home that night and sitting there going, I'm not cheap.
Yeah.
By no means am I cheap. But a half a yard to go to the fucking movies with your wife is a lot of do-re-mi.
And that was my point. Like, I think that's what gets, because people now, how many of us have a home theater in our house for not that much money?
But I can't watch a movie anymore on television. I can't. I have to watch.
It's very difficult.
I enjoyed Black Panther on the plane the other day. When I got on the plane and Black Panther popped up on fucking Delta, I was done. Like, I had downloaded a bunch of shit, and I'm like, psh, I don't have to watch that stuff. Well, look at this, Black Panther. I watched it. You know, on a plane, I do not get disturbed. I could sit here all fucking day and the phone will fucking ring. Go to the movies with me.
Right.
For 3 days, I'll sit here, and by Thursday, I'll go, Lee, there's no sense to sit here. Let's go to a movie. And my world ends. They got to see me in 20 minutes. They're casting. Are you available Friday for this whole day? Everything comes in. As soon as I step foot into that fucking Lenley on Lancashire, as soon as I step foot in there, the fucking thing goes off. So what happens is, even if I don't answer the phone, my mind is thinking, why is Lee calling me twice? Why is Rick calling me 4 times? Did somebody get hit by a car? Now I actually get up to go pee, and there goes the fucking movie.
That you can't do.
There goes the movie.
That when I go to a movie theater, I usually go at the time when I realize, okay, have I booked anything for tomorrow? Do I got some extra work tomorrow, or do I have something else that I could do that I'm not gonna be beholden to the phone where it's like, now I gotta check it, because I've done that, and it fucks up the movie watching experience, you know.
100%.
You know, and I don't want to be the guy that's checking his phone in the fucking theater, because I hate that guy. I don't want to do that, you know. But it does take you out of the movie watching experience.
Now you get sued, correct? When I first started comedy, I started comedy at the Broker in Boulder. That's not where I started. I started at the Denver Comedy Works, but the Broker did comedy there. And the Broker was very, they were cool as fuck. I'm talking 91. It was the known hotspot on Wednesdays. It was called like professional, whatever. They gave away shrimp. So you had every fucking Mamaluke. You know, when you give, everybody had cologne on. Everybody was looking to meet and mingle. It was a fucking hysterical scene, but the food was delicious. And I did comedy there on Tuesdays. Tuesdays was steak night, and they had comedy. Monday was Monday Night Football, and they'd have fucking finger food. Lee, you'd go crazy. They had little hot dogs and shit, and shrimp. They always had shrimp.
Where did they get shrimp from in Colorado?
I have no idea. I
didn't buy that shit in.
I used to eat it, shit blood, and keep eating it.
You could do it back then, though.
And the first Sunday of every month was a seafood all you could eat. And they had a salmon that was out that you went and took pieces of. You have no idea. It was heaven. But I never forget, I went to the buffet one time, and the juices weren't included. And they banged me $7 a glass for fresh squeezed orange juice. I'm over there drinking orange juice like I got the HIV. I drank like 20 glasses. I was down like $1.40 fucking, you know.
Just in juice.
Just in juice. I couldn't fucking believe it. Everybody was mad at me. How the fuck do you drink $140 in fucking juice? That's how much juice I used to drink. Because the more juice I drank, I figured they got rid of the cocaine, the vitamin C. So, but my point being, on Sunday night was movie night.
At the place?
At the bar. And they would play 2 old movies. Like 2 Clint Eastwood, 2 Charles Bronson, 2 Carr, you know, something of a theme. And they would charge $5 to get in.
And that's where they went wrong.
And free something like finger food. And people would go in their fucking pajamas and sit in a booth. And watch movies on Sunday. And I always figured out how the fuck they got away with it for years.
Because nobody's reporting it. You know, if you're doing it under the radar and nobody knows, and they can't say anything. But all it takes is one person to call in and say, you know what? This company is charging for this. Let's say some asshole goes in there and he throws something on a waitress. She rejects him. Now his attitude is, I'm going to call up the studio, or I'm going to call up some legal people and say, hey, they are showing movies, and I know you guys aren't getting a cut out of that. So it's rat shit, you know? It's them ratting somebody out for just doing it, you know?
Now, the purpose of having a movie theater is to make money. Now, in 1985, I lived in San Francisco, and on the northern end of Haight-Ashbury, 2 blocks away from the park, was a movie theater that you went into, and they had couches.
Yeah.
All right. And they basically had 4 rows of couches. All different couches.
Yeah.
They went into a flea market and just bought couches.
Yeah.
The place probably seated, I don't know, 90, 60,
Perfect.
Each couch, maybe 4 people could sit.
Yeah.
And they opened up at 11 and they had a matinee. They had homemade chocolate chip cookies. You would see the cookies going on in the tray, and people would put them in the oven, and then would take them out and serve them. And they also would have, those bars of butter? They would have the bar of butter, and they would put real butter on the fucking popcorn. I mean, this was just superb.
Yeah.
And they had little footstools. If you wanted to put a footstool up, you could sit there.
Yeah.
I forget what it cost to get in, but I remember sitting there going, how do they make money here? I went to see Mask there with Cher and Rocky
Eric
Dennis.
Stoltz and
Yeah. I went to see Mask there, and I was blown the fuck away.
Yeah. Until
this day, that would be a dream for me to move to some small town and open up a small movie theater that just plays old films. Who would have to pay a vig to?
Well, you don't. There's not much. That's why it's like they have dollar theaters and stuff still, which are great older movies.
Yeah, they're going to put out the dollar. They're going to put out those cheap movies because there's not a lot of. It doesn't cost them much except to get the film to you, and now they can do it digitally, so it's much easier now. You project it. Whatever you make on charging people to get in, that goes to the studio. That has to go to the studio.
That $1? That $2?
That $2.
So I would make my money from making fresh pizzas.
Exactly.
Shrimp cocktails.
And now a lot of these places are serving liquor now. So they got it in their head. They got the right thing. The ArcLight, there's a theater in Pasadena and West LA. IPIC. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Where they'll have couches. They'll have these big lazy boy recliners.
What's
iPick. It's just a fancy. They have it on the floor. I went with my dad. They have regular like reclining seats, but then in the back where the better seats are, they have they give you like a nice little blanket, and they have waiter service in the theater. So you just go sit straight down, call them. They bring the M&Ms in like a little martini glass.
Now I seen waiter service in 1998 in Toronto.
Yeah,
They were already ahead of the fucking game in '98. They had a movie theater. They had waiters, waitresses. I think they brought you beer. I don't want to say that for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that for sure. But yeah.
Once you start doing that, people
off a bloor.
That's the thing that brought people in there, because look, people still love the movie watching experience, going out, because now you're committed to something. You gotta make the effort to get out of your house. Look, when you're sitting at your house and you're watching a movie, you got your kid there. You got your wife doing, maybe she's balancing the checkbook. Maybe she's talking about what you guys are going to do for the next day. She's preparing something in the kitchen. You got a million fucking phone calls coming in. We got the internet that's, you're on your phone checking to see if somebody sent something to you. When you're in a movie theater, it's less likely for any of that to happen. And if you can really tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to see a movie. I'm not fucking around with anything. When I go, I turn my phone almost completely off. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to think about it. I just want to watch that movie for 2 fucking hours. I mean, it's on until the movie starts, and as soon as it's finished, it's on again. But while the movie is on, I'm watching this shit. I'm dedicated, and especially if it's something that I've seen that I love, or it's a director that I do like, or an actor doing something. But the problem is that nowadays it's like, I find myself going to movies just because, hey, I got the pass. I might as well just go see this movie real quick. Yeah, I'm bored out of my mind,
And nothing comes true to you anymore. Like, nothing is.
It's so hard.
That you leave and go, and while I was talking to you, I was thinking about like your ideal movie theater experience would be. I don't want to wait it. I'll get my own fucking food.
Yeah.
I'm fat. I don't even bring food. I hate food at movie theaters.
I like to get pizza at a movie theater.
Really?
Yeah, like slices of pizza, like 2. I'll get a whole pie, like a good New York style pie at a pizza.
Yeah.
I'd like a reclining chair on the table next to me, and the guy 4 feet away from me.
See, I'll
pay 20 for that.
Yeah.
See, I'll pay the 20 for that.
No, absolutely.
I don't want to wait. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, if he wants to wait on me, fuck it.
But it does get a little bit bother for everyone else, because they see the waiter walking in, they talk a little bit. That's the whole point when you're like, oh, I'm not watching this at home because I have distractions, and it hurts my feelings almost when people come to movies and talk.
Oh, I can't stand it.
No, I can't. I can't.
When they're having a full-fledged conversation, or somebody picks up their phone and has a conversation, get the fuck out of there. Or if the Mexicans are the worst, because they'll come in there with their kids. It'll be Deadpool. You'll be watching something just ridiculous to have a child in. It'll be 11 o'clock at night, and they'll have their fucking kids in there, and I'm just sitting there like, my God, my people are fucked up. But this is the kind, like I'll go out of my way. Like, I'll never see a blockbuster film on a Friday or Saturday, or even a Sunday. I'll go Monday when I know that there's nobody going to be there, and there's no chance of me really getting on an audition or getting called for any bullshit. I like to go to the 10:30 or 11 a.m., knock that shit out by 1, and now I got my whole day ahead of me too. Plus, it helps me wake up in the morning, It's a good thing to start the day with a movie, but there's going to be fewer people in there, which is great.
That's a sad aspect of my life.
It is.
It's a sad aspect of my life that the biggest movie I've seen the last 6 months is Black Panther. Mm-hmm. And I saw it on the plane, and that the movie theater experience has been gone from me for close to 20 years.
Yeah.
No, because I enjoyed movies. I still went to movies. I still going to see Payback with Mel Gibson and Ralphie May and Jodie Ferdig. A bunch of us went to see Payback and stuff. So it's been probably maybe 15 years that I felt like it wasn't going to the movies anymore. I felt like I was getting beat.
Well, I love going to the movies when it's a crowd. I think Edwin
we
and
all
Ari
went to see the movie about Clint Eastwood with the Chinese family.
We saw that, but we also saw Godfather. We saw Godfather 2. We saw it at the ArcLight. We might have been in the Cinerama Dome, and it was great. It was fucking fantastic. But it was a bunch of friends reliving this great film watching experience, because up until that point, I don't think I'd ever seen The Godfather 2 in a theater. I think I saw it for the first time in a theater with you guys. I had seen it on TV. I'd seen it on broadcast, but also I'd seen it on DVD. But seeing it with you guys was on a whole other level, because you got that camaraderie there. We're sitting there. We're laughing. We're having a good time. We're screaming out, and we're reliving something that all of us had experienced at one point or another in our lives, but now we're together doing it. But you're right. Like, the going to the movies by yourself thing, that's hard now.
Why?
That's hard.
I love it.
Because
I don't see, that's the thing. I'm not gonna dump a friend if they don't or talk during a movie if they do that. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna go see a movie with them.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you're not going to. And it becomes very difficult to find those friends that are not going to talk during a movie, that are not going to check.
I'd rather be honest with you. Between you and I, I'd rather go to the movies by myself.
Me too. I love it.
I'm not going to lie to anybody.
Yeah.
I've always been a movie, because I don't like drama.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to your house. If I tell you get ready at 11 o'clock, because we got to go for Chinese by 11:20, because the movie starts at 11:45. I already told the Chinese guy yesterday I was going to be here at 11:15 to be ready for me. Like, it was an event. Like I was telling Lee, I never got to see this. But when I heard this, I always dwelled on it. When I took a marketing class in college at the University of Colorado, some intro or whatever class. And they were talking about how in the 60s and 50s, when a new car would get out, would be released, they'd say the new Chevrolet comes out September 1st.
Yeah.
That car was in the showroom August 1st with a blanket on top of it. And every day people would walk up just to take a peek under the blanket, to see if they could look under the sheet, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That was over the car, It created a sense. It created a different feeling in you.
Yeah.
That's what I still remember, being a little boy and watching the trailer for The French Connection. And I couldn't wait for that fucking movie to come out. I could judge a movie now, today, by a trailer.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a genius.
No,
you could see that this is the gold of this movie. You could tell.
Yeah.
So, like I said to you, I felt beat by the movies. When I went that time, my wife, it was like 2 or 3 times I went to the movies and I went home and said, that was a great movie, but why did I do this amount? Like I had to pay to park, walk a mile.
Yeah.
Like I did all this shit to go to this fucking movie that was so fucking expensive. For that, I could have been helicoptered in for what I spent.
Yeah.
I could have been helicoptered in. And again, I'm not talking about being cheap. And it's the same across the board. Listen, man, when it comes to comedy, I got greedy fucking agents. And they will call me sometimes and go, this is the contract. And I go, why is the ticket $36?
Yeah.
And they'll go, well, and I go, no. We're blue collar. I'm a blue collar mentality.
Yeah.
A movie theater used to be, you went to a comedy club if the movie was sold out. What's a fucking movie now? Okay, I get it. But when they come to me with these deals, I tell them, listen, keep it at $25.
Yeah.
That's 2 tickets, $50. That's the general shit to go out. We get robbed at every level in this country now. Whether it's a baseball game, whether it's a fucking Laker game. A guy like you can't afford a Laker game.
No.
You know what? Most people can't afford to fly anymore. Go look at plane tickets sometimes. You're like, how? You know, if I was a baseline comic right now, I'd be starving. I'm telling you right now, because what do they pay a baseline comic? $1,200 to $1,500 a week?
Maybe. Yeah.
No plane ticket.
I know.
No plane ticket?
No.
You got to fly like a mamook. Fucking, you got to fly like through one of those buzzsaws that you sit in the back with luggage and, you have that's the only way you make a profit. You have to sell T-shirts and CDs and you have to do it all yourself. And that's what they do.
And now you got to put it on the plane too. So now you got to pay the freight
luggage,
on the
freight.
plane. All of that shit.
No. It's amazing what it takes to make a living, but it's also amazing what these people charge you for their services anymore. I compare ticket prices all the time when I fly. And even like JetBlue Mint, if I take a flight a year before, if I buy a ticket a year before an American to Kennedy, even with my platinum fucking status, I won't get an upgrade. Like I've never gotten an upgrade to New York or Chicago. I figure out a way all the time to get half the ticket off on JetBlue, and I have the club pay for the other half.
Yeah.
And I take that one with the bed on the way back. I fly there like a fucking mamook in the straight seat. And on Sunday, I don't want no drama.
Yeah.
When I go through the airport on Sunday, I've already gone through 5 shows. I've talked to fucking 800 people, and I'm fucking done. Like, I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to explain myself. I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Like, once the movie industry did it to me, boom.
Well, the movie industry did it because they were losing. They were losing once cable hit, and not only did cable hit, now they were getting money out of repeats of movies, but then they started doing original content. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Red, YouTube Red, they all have their own original content, and because of that, people aren't going to movies like they used to. They'll go to something like Avengers, the new Avengers film, a new Marvel film is going to make money no matter what. Black Panther was going to be huge no matter what. But you have to spend each one of those movies costs about 150 to 300 million to make. Now you have to make about 600 million to $1 billion just to break even. And I mean, that's according to their accounting. It can't possibly be right, but they fucked themselves by creating all these other avenues because it made it impossible for movies to sustain themselves. You can't go to a fucking theater because the theater's going to lose money. If I go into a movie theater and I'm using MoviePass, so I'm getting my movie for fucking $2 probably, the number of movies that I go see a month. I do not buy shit when I'm there. So a guy like me, I make them no money. I make them no money whatsoever. I might sneak a Snickers bar in with me, so now I'm actually fucking them a little bit more. But this is the way it goes. I mean, once television came in, radio went out. It's technology advances to a point where whatever existed before slowly starts to die. Movie theaters are still probably the most affordable going out kind of thing that you can do. Because if you think movie theaters are bad, try to get a ticket to go see a play at the Pantages. That shit, going to see whatever show, Wicked or Hamilton or any of that, a single ticket's going to cost you $75 to $100 for that. Probably more. Yeah.
More.
And that's like you're gonna take a date out for that? No.
Dog,
I'll eat the 50, you know?
I hear to go to Yankee Stadium. It's like getting robbed. I heard it's like getting robbed. Like you just can't believe. Timmy told me, I mean, I've had so many friends tell me that they went to Yankee Stadium and they left there feeling like, what the fuck just happened?
I mean, shit, right there, right alone. $20 to $40 to park.
50.
50 to park?
50.
Yeah. I don't know what Dodger Stadium is. I don't know what Angel Stadium is, but it's going to be $40 to $50 right there.
I know the football stadium is expensive. Wherever they play football at.
Yeah, well, over by USC when they first started, we found that picture. It was $100 to park.
No,
I mean, who knows if it's still that? But yeah, right when it first started. But it's a college stadium, but it's going to be right over by LAX.
Yeah.
So that you're not going to be able to fly in on Sundays anymore.
But they're figuring, you know what?
Football season,
we can get this out of the people. If we can get this out of them, and they're going to pay, then let's charge it. You know, they have no scruples in that. They've got no respect for the working man.
I'll get the fucking schedule, and I will not fly in on a home game.
Well, it's going to be the Rams and the Chargers, so it's every Sunday for fucking 4 months.
Yeah,
there's that to deal with. You know,
in the fucking winter. You better be home before 9.
Yeah, and there's no public transportation in LA, so you're fucked either way. That's why you know. But with that comes different opportunities. Now it's like you got all these guys. Now you got a million fucking actors as basically taxi drivers now, Ubering all goddamn night long so that they can.
I don't know anybody that's working.
Me neither.
I don't know many people who are working. It's okay. They canceled Superior Donuts. I didn't know that. I didn't find that out. They canceled fucking the Mick. They canceled 99. NBC picked it up. They canceled a lot of shows.
They canceled a lot.
That made me fucking say, where are they going to go with this?
Yeah.
Where are they going with this?
Well, aren't they remaking a lot of shows? Like Roseanne's going into the second season. Will and Grace.
Yeah, Roseanne, Will and Grace. There's another one that they're rebooting, I think. I can't remember. But, you know, and that's going to use actors as well. But it's like, they're not, as hard as it has been to make a living as a comic and as an actor in past years, it's damn near impossible to do now. It's incredibly, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not working at all. I'm going out for extra work, background work. I'm collecting unemployment, and I'm trying to hustle up whatever the fuck I can do.
You know, everybody's chasing the same nickel.
Have to.
And in the commercial business right now, it's changed completely. I got the lowdown last week. It's changed completely.
Well, I remember hearing these stories where you could book a commercial, maybe 2 commercials, and you'd be set for the year. That shit will never happen again.
For the year.
You need to book 4 or 5 commercials in a year, and I'm having a hard enough time booking one.
You know what? I got to say, I had one commercial that changed my life. I made that much money, and I was dumb. I thought it was going to be like this. I didn't know. I was young, dumb, and full of cum. And I took that money, and it was overwhelming the amount of money they paid me for a Taco Bell commercial at that time. It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I booked 2 other ones at the time. They were duds. They were dogs with fleas. $7 grand, 13 grand.
Yeah.
For the most person, you'd say, Joey, you should be grateful for getting $7 grand. Not when you made 80 grand in 4 fucking months.
Yeah.
Jesus.
On a Taco Bell commercial. 80 grand in 4 fucking months in 1997.
You know, my first commercial was 2003, 2004. Over a year and a half span, about 28,000.
Really?
Which I thought that was great.
That was your first commercial?
That was my first commercial. And I didn't book another union commercial for 10 years. All I would book was non-union at anywhere between $300 and $1,500 a pop. I got lucky on one that hit me $5,000, and then they renegotiated it for another $5,000 a year later. But this is why I was always too afraid to just quit and to quit teaching and then just throw myself full-hearted into that shit, because I thought, well, if I'm gonna only be dependent on acting, then I gotta stay in LA. I can't even go on the road. So how the fuck am I gonna live off of $20 spots here and there? It was the scariest thing, which is what I'm doing now.
It's a very tough transition.
Yeah.
It's a very, very tough transition. I am very fortunate that all those years, I give them thanks.
Yeah.
Every day. I thank the Comedy Store, I thank the Improv, the Life, I thank all that. But I give thanks to those young Mexicans that had all those rooms when I was from 1998 to 2007. They kept me in cocaine, spare food, donuts. You ate Mexican food every night. Every night, Lee. Every night.
It was crazy.
5 nights a week.
Wild Coyote, Casa Latina.
Me, him, and Marilyn Martinez. And Marilyn knew the scoop on every new Latin room that was opening. And it was something, Lee, that I would give my right hand for today. Every night we went somewhere. Yeah. La Puente, Long Beach, Visalia, fucking Ventura. Every comic you knew had a fucking Wednesday that paid $50.
We played bars. We played pizza parlors. We played
Universal City. Anything. All those places that passed Taco. What's that on the 5?
Which place on the 5?
King Taco.
King
Taco. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. When I got an assignment to go out and I passed King Taco, whether it was $50, $75, or $30, I was happy because I was getting a fucking taco on the way home or a burrito.
You were eating cheap.
Lee. That's the way it is.
People don't even know. It's like when I first got to the Comedy Store, I was sitting out there on the porch with the other idiots, and we had to go in on Saturday night to sign up for the spot. Then we had to come back Sunday morning at like 11 noon maybe. We had to draw tickets out of a bucket. Then we had 7 hours to just fuck around because the open mic didn't start until 7 o'clock. So we would go over to McDonald's over there on over there by
Laurel Canyon.
By Laurel Canyon.
Laurel Canyon, next to Pollo Loco.
Yeah, and we would each get about 5 39-cent cheeseburgers, and we would take those down. And we were eating shitty, but we were young and we were full of life and we had dreams and we were talking about what we were going to do. And then some of us started working at the Comedy Store. That's when she was paying us $25 a night.
A shift, yeah, 25 a shift.
Yeah, that shift could go anywhere from 3 hours
to fucking to 2:30 in the morning picking up tables.
Yeah,
you got $25.
That's
but
it.
Still, that Mexican scene. I remember in 2007 was when it first dried up. That Mexican, because I felt it in my 2008.
Yeah,
was when something happened in California and all those bars that were doing comedy said, "That's it."
That was the writer's strike, pretty much.
It was 2008. After the writer's strike was when I go, "Wow, why am I so broke?"
Yeah,
and I remember looking, going, "Look!" I had a notebook with all the 40s and 35s and 50s, and let me tell you something. At the end of the week, believe it or not, all those $50 and $75 spots used to add up, dog. $40, they all add up. Some nights you did 3 of them. You did a 75, a 50, and a 40.
You were running spot to spot.
It was Darren Carter was in the mix. I mean, there were so many people in the mix. I'm sorry about that. Today, that doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. It's sad
The
now.
kids don't hustle no more.
No.
You would just walk into a bar and go, "We want to do comedy here. How much you going to pay us? $300. All right, $300 we could work with. That's a headliner. Yeah. That's a feature, and I can pay myself.
So wait, the bar would pay you, or you pay the bar?
The bar would pay us.
The bar would pay you. You would run the thing, but you would have to pay the comics. So if you want to be cheap, you're not going to get good comics. So you got to be good to the comics. You got to, You got to negotiate drink tickets for the comics, and you got to have some type of food out.
Yeah.
That's what matters, the food.
And we would drive to fucking West Covina, Riverside.
You knew you were going to get a fucking burrito with French fries, and Lee wasn't going to eat his. I'll trade you your drink tickets for your meal. Okay. Yeah. You know, it was just a camaraderie type of thing.
Yeah. Did you guys ever run a room?
I ran 2 rooms.
Did you run a room?
I ran a room out there with Zhivago out in West Covina. It was a Mexican restaurant, and we had a couple of good shows, but we couldn't sustain it. And then I had the Sapphire in Alhambra on Main Street. And I think I had you out there a few times, and I had some other people, Maryland.
That's where Martin Moreno got into the fist fight.
Yeah.
With the guy. That was a great little place. It was just a lounge.
It was just it.
They were all weird places, like lounges. What was the one off on Monday nights that the bars, like, you think Sinatra was there? The guy puts out appetizers and
was that spot over there on Fountain and
you got off the I don't even know. That was a great little spot on Monday.
There were
nights.
so many great little
And they had a Chinese restaurant and there was no white people in there, and one of those donut spots.
Yeah.
That were fucking mind blowing. Mind blowing.
One of the sad things was that you knew if you were going to make any kind of real money, which was like $50 and more, you couldn't be in LA. You had to go.
You had to go out.
You had to go to Torrance. You had to go to La Puente, Ventura.
Any of these cities.
Yeah.
Up north had 1,000 gigs.
Yeah.
You were going up north every fucking night.
Yeah.
2 nights a week. You
Leonard
were going.
Velasquez over there by sale.
What's that? Not La Canada. Lancaster.
Lancaster, yeah.
Lancaster had 2 gigs. All these shit off the 170 up there. There was a bunch of scary gigs up there. A bunch
of shit up there.
There used to be a Wednesday night Latin night about 45 minutes from here that served you food. All that shit went away for the comics. Like, where bars would pay for entertainment.
Do you think like younger comics are a little bit more responsible? Because I just held my first show, and I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but one of the comics who we booked didn't show up. So
no, that's always happened.
Yeah, but how do you? If you're going to have a show, like it must be kind of stressful to have a show.
When we were doing it, there were always enough comics hanging around that we could fit somebody in there.
Could always fit
somebody would go in.
Yeah, but then how do you only tell one person they get a spot? I ran into that too. How do you tell one person if 8 people are there?
You know what? If he wants to do it bad enough, he will take that spot. That's the thing. We performed in front of 2 or 3 people at a time. We performed when there was no microphone, when the light didn't work, where there was no stage. Oh. You didn't give a shit. You just did the You went out there and you told your jokes, or you made shit up while you were standing there.
Oh, 100. What I meant to say was, like, if let's say you and Joey and Darren and Carter were here, and I had one spot to give, puts me in kind of a weird position to only give one of you guys.
No, we understand what it is. We would understand.
I got there first. Who got here first? Don't put it on your mind.
Put it on him. This is the thing.
I got no time. We understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's people that just show up and they can't do that either. Yeah. That's disrespectful. You just can't show up either. Oh, I didn't know they did comedy here.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. This is great. No, I don't take that shit.
Yeah, you got a lot of assholes that just show up, want to do a spot.
I would tell them all the time in Brea. I used to run into that all the time.
Just happened in Ontario when I was there.
Yeah, people just show, hey, what's happening? And they start ordering drinks and ordering food. Get the fuck out of my fucking green room.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Don't be ordering food. Yeah, nobody knows you.
Yeah.
Somebody knows you. Nobody knows you. Get the fuck out of here.
You got really cool guys.
Yeah,
and then you got scumbags.
You got really cool people, and then you got people that just have that they don't. Like I've always said, going where you don't belong. Yeah. Don't go where you don't belong. If they didn't invite you and you don't know, don't go. Well, I'm here to support. Go support yourself. Go support the flag. Go march or something like that. Where's Tony Bennett?
That's funny, man. That's funny.
I want to congratulate Danny and Tara. They're getting married this weekend. Congratulations. Nick Lucas, Josh Brott, Jose Luis Valencia, John Patesky. It's Not Nathaniel, Urban City Chick, Matthew R. Kelly. That's it. That's all you got. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Like I said, June 4th, we're taping the Netflix special. Tickets are gone. And then June 17th or something at Calusa Casino. I don't know. If you want to come on out. Let's fucking jump up and down a little bit and have a fucking good time. The topic of the podcast originally, before we went off on a fucking tangent here, was revenge. And playing out revenge movies, the first one I ever seen was Death Wish. That was the first one I ever saw.
It was the classic. It's
in a movie theater, And then you look at Man on Fire, which is another one. I've always been a big fan of revenge movies. Even the movie Revenge.
Yeah.
With
Anthony Quinn, Madeline Stowe at her most gorgeous.
Oh, tremendous.
Goddamn,
what
she
a
was
fucking
beautiful.
great movie. Yeah. What a great fucking movie Revenge is. A little tough, A little tough if you don't like women getting beat up.
It's a hard one to watch.
It's a hard one to watch, but it's pretty weird, you know.
What about like movies that have revenge in them? Like when you said revenge, the two I kept thinking about were Pulp Fiction, when they like get out of the sex dungeon, and then this might be a little bit too new for you, Joey, but Office Space, seeing Milton burn that place down.
That's the thing.
Office Space is a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. I've never not liked Office Space.
Revenge is a kind of revenge is this visceral thing because we for the most part we live our lives taking shit. Whether it's your job, whether it's a supervisor, whether it's your wife or your husband, somebody is giving you shit that you can't deal with.
What's the movie that the guy fucking snaps? Michael Douglas.
Falling Down.
Oh my God, that's one of my all-time.
Isn't that the great? It's like everything kicking his ass, and he was like, "No, I'm not going to take this shit anymore."
Where did he snap?
He on the between where the 101 and the 5 and the 110 all meet.
That's where I would snap.
That's fuck yeah.
That's where I would snap too. That's why I don't like to drive people. There you go. There you go. I tell you, there's a movie about a guy that nobody remembers called what?
Falling Down.
Lee, have you seen it?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Oh, it's great. And it's Michael Douglas with this crew cut hairdo.
He's just played this. He plays this fucking white nerd with glasses on. His wife won't let him see the kid.
Yeah.
It's a fucking catastrophe. You know, he's going through a divorce. When I watched that movie, I was going through see what year that came out in, Lee.
I must have been about 97, I think.
When that movie came out, I remember leaving there going, boy, they know exactly how the fuck I feel.
Yeah. That's
93.
93.
Told you.
Wow.
Told you.
Okay.
I was just getting divorced. I was going through everything. I was broke. I was living with Al Coelho in a fucking house in Arvada, Colorado. You know, I was living in a bedroom. His wife would call me, would page me 10 times a day to ask me what her husband. It was a horrible situation I was in. I couldn't see my kid. I had no money. I was living off the advance I got from Douglas Toyota. And I remember that in the afternoons, I would go to work early.
Yeah.
And if there's nothing going on, you sneak out for lunch, but you go to the mall, you steal a car, go to the mall, eat Chinese food, and go to a movie. That's what I do. I saw 20 movies.
Yeah.
This is, I would go see The Getaway and all those movies.
Oh, yeah.
But I went to see that fucking movie with Michael Douglas that you said. And I'll never forget in that movie theater, walking out there going, they fucking nailed it on the head.
Yeah.
How I felt. Like his car, like he just got out of his car.
It's not. You know what it is? It's the middle of the summer. He's in that underpass that you go to get onto the 101, where you just got off the 110. There's an underpass. Maybe it's to take you to the 110. I don't remember, but you're sitting there, and he has this kid looking at him from the back seat of another car. His air conditioner doesn't work. He's just fucking pissed off.
Sweating.
He's sweating his ass off. He's been fired from his job. He's just in a bad fucking mental place.
He's going through a divorce.
Yeah.
That I was going through at the time. And I was feeling fucking horrid in that movie theater at that time. And he walks out of his car and he just walks away from it.
He's just trying to get to Venice.
And then, Lee, something that couldn't happen happened. As he's walking in the neighborhood, they try to mug him.
Oh, no.
And he beats the fuck out of one guy and he yells, "You want the bag?" And they both run away. I'll never forget that. Like, he's not having a bad... And he even tells them, guys, I'm having a really bad day.
Yeah.
Don't make me fuck it. And they're like fucking with him.
What about Changing Lanes?
Changing Lanes is...
With Affleck and it sounds like
Jackson.
Sounds like a similar movie.
It's different in that... Have you seen Changing Lanes?
No.
It's Samuel Jackson is a guy who's he's been busting his ass to get a loan for a house, and he gets in a car accident with Ben Affleck, and Ben Affleck is going to a business meeting, but Ben Affleck doesn't have the time to help him for them to fill out the work so that they can get this accident taken care of. Sam Jackson's car won't run. He needs to get to the bank at a certain time, and Affleck leaves him there. Affleck says, "Sorry, it's not my problem, but Jackson gets the paperwork that Ben Affleck needs for later on." It's a pretty good movie. But I'll tell you right now, it ain't no Falling Down. Falling Down is on a whole other level.
Falling Down's on a whole other level.
But it's like, it's weird because Michael Douglas has this stature, I mean, Michael Douglas was the white guy of that generation. You know, he was Gordon Gekko. He was the great white hunter. He was the great adventurer. But now he's this guy who did everything by the book and got fucked anyway. And I think that's the part that makes it resonate with people the most. Where it's like, I'm just trying to be a good guy. I did everything you told me to do. And now I don't have a job. I don't have a home. My wife won't let me see my kid. Where the fuck am I supposed to, get this right? That taps into a psyche, especially of American men who find themselves losing out all the time.
When I walked out of that movie theater, I felt better than I did.
Yeah.
Because I knew that other people were ready to snap.
Yeah.
That's a horrible feeling when none of the cards are going your way, and every day something else tumbles.
Yeah.
That's a horrible feeling.
Oh, it's absolutely horrible.
And you know what? It's self-created sometimes. Like you created it somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
You left a missing peg. Somewhere you left something. And then, because, man, for years it would, like, I still remember getting a call from Comedy Works, like getting momentum in comedy, like getting momentum. Like, people started hiring me, and all of a sudden I got a call one day that I'm banned from the Comedy Works for sexual harassment. I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. The manager said he saw you grabbing her ass, whatever. Like, that type of shit. Like, I was, every day that was part of many things at that time. I can't even remember. Like, I bounced a check. My wife found out. She took me to court. I mean, it was just that every day was something else. And that was the main, that was the main anger builder.
Yeah.
It was me not seeing my child. She would hold the child over me. That's a big anger thing.
Well, that's a big fuck you to you. It's like,
fuck you. And that's a big fuck you to overcome sometimes when they're playing games with a kid. Like, I saw the writing on the wall, thank God.
Yeah.
I feel very bad today. And if I could apologize to anybody, I would. But I knew I wasn't going to get to raise that girl. It didn't take a genius from the beginning. I got the warning sign. So when I went to see that movie, it kind of cleared the air for me a little bit. And sometimes a movie will do that. Yeah. Sometimes a movie is as far-fetched as this seems. Sometimes you'll watch a movie and you really, really are relatable to. You know what movie I felt relatable to? Like, who I always thought I was going to be the catcher in Major League. Tom Berenger. Like, that's the type of comic I thought I was going to be. Like, when I first saw that movie, I go, okay, I get it now. I'm going to be one of those comics that plays in whorehouses and fucking dirty bars and is never going to be on TV, so it really doesn't matter. But when I saw that movie, like, he was like, when he goes to dinner and they go, what do you going to pay a lot of money? And he goes, no, I make the league minimum. That whole thing felt like me. Like, there's times you go to a movie and you relate to that. Like, for me, my movie experience growing up was to get away from the noise at the bar, my mother with her bookmaking, the mother with sports betting, and the drugs and all that shit. It would take me away as a child. I can name on one hand the movies I saw at the Union City Cinema, and your heart would stop. I remember Rocky there, and the audience on their feet cheering, the whole movie theater.
At the end of it?
During the fight.
Oh, Jesus.
Yelling, Rocky, 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 Rocky. The whole movie theater, Lee. I saw The Exorcist there. I still remember seeing The Longest Yard there, and all of us on our feet yelling, Mean Machine. Mean Machine. Mean Machine. I still remember seeing Enter the Dragon there. And I still remember seeing the Chinese Connection there. And the Chinese Connection, they actually had an 11 o'clock viewing. You didn't get out of the movie theater till 1. My mother would let me go as like an 8-year-old because it was on 48th Street and the movie theater was on 29th. We would walk home on Burgerliners with a straight shot. And my mother could call the movie theater, you know what I'm saying, and check on me there. That's how cool it was. Your mother could call the movie theater.
There was a freedom to that. There was a magic that doesn't exist now because, I mean, shit, it was just as dangerous back then.
And the seats
you just weren't aware of it.
There was no fucking nothing.
No.
The seat slided. Like, that's it. That's all you had.
It was like
if you went back, the seat slided. You didn't worry about comfort.
No.
I didn't care about a waitress. It was just the general attitude of the movie and how exciting everybody was.
Yeah.
When I go to a movie now, the other day I went to eat over at the Greenhouse over here in Lancashire. It's across the street from the Lemley. They got a Campuchan fucking tap that'll rock your world over there. Cherry fucking, they got everything over there. But I sit there and I see people going to the movie theater, and they're not movie fans, Rick.
No.
It's more to stand online. It's something else.
Yeah.
They didn't go to, it's, I don't know. It feels different. The one day I sat there and actually watched them on that line. I don't know what movie it was. You know, over there they always have these, you know, intelligent movies at Lemley and shit. You know, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching these people online. And I'm thinking to myself, half of these people aren't even here to watch this movie. They want to be on that line.
Yeah.
They're not film buffs. Let me tell you something, bro. I remember vividly one of the greatest days of my life. Honestly, like if I got it, like this is how much of a fucking degenerate I am. One of the biggest, best days of my life was you weren't allowed to drive when you were in the halfway house. You think that's not me? I had a car parked 3 blocks away, and I would park it under trees and bushes, and I would walk one way and then walk 2 blocks and cross the street and go behind a building, and my car was there.
Yeah.
And I still remember going to see fucking Goodfellas. Like I had a pager.
Yeah.
I'm in the halfway house. Now, when I got to prison, the prison librarian gave me the book one day.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, you ever read this book? Read this book. I was blown the fuck away. And then 2 weeks later, in my prison black and white TV, Henry Hill was on 2020. And he told all these crazy fucking stories. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I had read the book already, Wise Guy, and here he was. This was a year before the movie came out. When I was in prison, this was a year before the movie came out. They were just trying to hype it up a little bit, like a year before that. You know, they sold the book, and I was in the halfway house when Goodfellas premiered on a Friday.
Yeah.
And dog, and in those days, you had to give them a phone number where you were going to go. So when I leave there, okay, so where are you headed? I'm headed to Lee Syatt's house, 666 Coldwater Boulevard. What's his phone number? I got to write your phone number, how long it's going to take me to get there. I'm going to take the number 3 bus. I'll be there in 40 minutes. And how long are you going to stay there to? And you have to call when you leave. So they would have to verify all this information. I found the loophole. I gave him a pager number.
Did you have to hide your pager or something?
No, I would keep it in my pocket. And because I told him I needed it for work. And I had to travel for work. So I went back to court, got a pass to drive, and I was allowed to drive cars at work. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Like I paid a lot to an attorney to do all this shit. Because I wanted to get my ass covered. There's no way I'm not going to drive.
Yeah.
What am I, fucking Lewis and Clark? I'm going to walk all the way to fuck you. So I would hide cars. And I'll never forget one day, I was excited. Like I woke up, like, you know, when you open your eyes and you're like, oh, fuck, it's Goodfella day today. And I still remember the Chinese restaurant I went to and how I ate, like with the napkin.
Yeah.
Like I was going, and I remember smoking, like I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If they give me a piss test, so be it. I'm not going to go see Goodfellas and not be high. And when they gave that mailman a beat, and my brother was a mailman at the time. Mike Runny was a mailman. I was howling. And that Sunday, I had to go to my wife's family's house for dinner, and they had the priest over. And the priest said, anybody see the movie Goodfellas on the weekend?
Shit.
I swear to God, Father Tom was his name. And me and him just started dropping knowledge. He was loving it. Here's this little chubby priest going, when he put his head in the pizza, I loved it. When he put his head in the pizza thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was, like that. Every movie I went to me, was an event.
Yeah.
Whether it was the Black Dragon, the movie The Shogun of Harlem, whatever that was called, or Officer and the Gentleman. Like, I psyched myself up for movies.
Yeah. I had that.
You have that still?
You know what? I have it now, but I don't have it with new releases. It's very rare that I have it with a new release, but
you're still stuck on the old films.
I'm stuck on the old films because every once in a while you find fucking gold. And I'm like you. I don't want to sound like an old man who just is stuck in the past, because the majority of shit that I really love is from way before I was watching movies. Because I was born in 1974. I wasn't really watching movies until about 1980, 1981, where I was really, you would see things and, oh, that's kind of cool. And, your parents took you to see Star Wars or whatever, or you were afraid of the shark in Jaws, but you weren't watching The Godfather. You weren't watching Taxi Driver. So when I discovered Taxi Driver in like 1989, I was like, holy fuck, this is out there. I didn't know anything like this. I didn't know there could be anything like that. Or Raging Bull, or De Palma's Dress to Kill. Or
I still remember going to the movies to see Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
I saw that movie at the Mayfair Theater in West New York. That was a little too out there, that movie. That movie, when it came out, like, it was known that it was going to be a little too out there.
Yeah, it was too much for most people.
And that movie fucked my world up.
Yeah.
I still remember when that movie came on TV for the first time. It came on Sunday night TV. And
did they have to edit the shit out of it?
Oh, they edited.
They had to.
The whole ending?
Oh, just about everything in it has to go.
I still remember when national TV aired Midnight Express. I saw Midnight Express in the movie theater, but I still remember watching Midnight Express on my mother's television. She had a remote control with 4 buttons on it.
Yeah.
You got cable, and it came with a string with with 3 tiers. With 3 tiers. So the third tier was like all the dirty channels. So if you didn't have the dirty channels, you could still put it on the tier, and there would be a line across, and you could still see like a tit.
Yeah.
And her walking with a pussy. It was the creepiest thing.
It was the weird. But
when you're 11, you gotta watch it and bang one out. That's the only way you can jerk off. You'd be jerking off to a crooked fucking screen. But
it wasn't like you kids who could just punch some shit into a computer.
It's
you had
crazy,
to fucking be creative.
It was crazy. But they had, like, I used to go to hotels that just played porn. Did you ever go to a hotel that just plays porn? You go to a hotel and they got no cable and they just play porn. That's it.
And it's the worst porn.
I drove past on Saturday night. I drove past all the old hotels I used to hang out with. All those little seedy hotels on Tunley Avenue. There was one on 91st Street that I liked. If I liked you, like if I was dating you, I'd take you there. But if I was fucking you, I'd take you to the one on the bottom of 83rd Street. It was disgusting. And they had a room with a jacuzzi. You definitely caught something.
Oh,
did they have it on like the sign? Like that they played XXX movies?
That's it. That's all that's in there. There's no TV. There's no sports.
There's no TV.
There's a TV, but all they play is fucking porno on Channel 3.
It's and for sometimes they play the porn and shit.
And sometimes they play the porno over, and I would hear the guy next door calling the front desk. Hey, change the fucking tape already, will you? It was fucking crazy, Lee. It's fucking... And the Hindu guy is yelling back, I changed the tape. I put the tape in. You want to fuck? It's fucking crazy, Lee, where they just have fuck hotels. And all they have on Channel 3, that's it. It's just 2 people fucking and sucking, and you're sitting there with a girl. You know how many hotels I walked in with a girl, like I walked in to do coke with a girl, and the first thing you do is turn the TV on for porn. Like nothing happened. That's sexual harassment itself. It's just on the TV.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't want to fuck, you're going to fuck because it's on the TV. It's crazy.
See, to me, like going to hotels as a kid was great because I never had HBO. So, like, my brother and I would be like, oh my God, real sex is going to, like, something like that. I can't imagine just turning and finding real.
That's it. That was it. God. And I'm not talking HBO porn. I'm talking
porn.
Ari porn.
Yeah.
Fist banging and fucking
big
dicks
fucking
in your face. And big,
oh, just ridiculous.
Just disgusting fucking porn. Oh my God. Then there was a hotel on 69th Street. That was kind of nice. And they had Sony Trinitrons.
Yeah.
So you would steal an ID and go in there. In those days, New Jersey didn't have licenses with your pictures on them.
Really?
And the camera and the thing was a Fugazi.
Yeah.
So we would check in and take the TV.
Oh my God.
We would rob the fucking TV.
What about the guy whose ID you used? The fucking police fucking knocked on their door.
Fuck them. If I found your wallet, Lee, beside the cash, everything in your wallet would be utilized for something at one point.
You know, once he realizes his wallet is missing, start creating an alibi because,
Yeah. No, once your wallet was missing, consider everything, even your library card, we're going to fucking abuse.
What if he had a Sony Trinitron?
Fuck him.
What do you mean?
Fuck
What if he already had one and they come into his house?
That's his problem.
Caught you red-handed.
No, that's his problem. I wouldn't give a I didn't give a Frenchman's fuck.
Oh, no.
If I went into a gym and I saw you left your wallet in the locker, as soon as I saw you lifting or jump in the pool, I'd bang your fucking locker. Pew.
See, I knew guys like that, but I could never bring myself to do it because I was always too scared. I would see opportunity. I'd be like, I can't. I'm going to fucking go to jail.
I'd even tell them, you got to try the steam bath. They go in, they'd bust into that fucking locker. I did the creepiest shit in the world.
God.
Like that. And I would use every piece of your card eventually.
The library card.
Everything. The
Would he sell the books
card.
or something? What would he do to the books?
What do you mean the books?
Like, what are you going to do to his library card? Like,
whatever I could finagle.
There's always an angle.
It was crazy.
If you're looking to make $1, there's always a weird illegal angle that you can take. There always is.
I'll never forget, I worked at bar mitzvah one time in Upon, New Jersey. And they had a door that I had a key to.
uh-oh.
Like, they kept giving me gifts.
Yeah.
And, like, there was an office behind. It was my first night there. I got a call from the American Bartending Institute. Are you available at Union Hall? Are you available to work this private function at the Alpine Country Club? I'm like, absolutely. I go down to the Alpine Country Club. It's fucking 20 million Jews. I don't care. I got nothing against Jews. They were nice. I'm eating. They had good food.
Trusting.
They invited me to eat. And they had this room over here. And every 10 minutes, they'd put bags in there.
Yeah.
I mean, handfuls of bags and envelopes. There was a stack of envelopes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there by the fucking bar by myself thinking, they're over there singing Hana Nahina Han, the fucking hits of the Jewish culture. And I'm sitting there thinking, I got to bust into one of those envelopes. And I took the key and I took like 10 of them. And out of the 10 envelopes, 5 of them had cash in them. I said, you know what? I'm taking every fucking envelope. God forgive me, I took every fucking envelope. I emptied it out. I must have got, I don't know how much fucking dough. A lot much dough that I had when I walked in. I'll tell you that much.
There's some Jewish kids still thinking about that day.
No, it's a Jewish kid that got cards that were empty. They just got empty cards. I left the checks.
Oh, my God.
And I left the gifts. When that shift was over, dog, I burned ass out of that thing before anybody could find out what the fuck happened. This had to be 85.
Yeah.
This was 32 fucking years ago. I robbed the bar mitzvah. Unbelievable. Talk about revenge, huh?
You do what you got to do. That's who you were at that time, you know? It's like you were chasing that shit.
Crazy. At the Alpine fucking Country Club.
I'm surprised it was at a country club. I didn't think they let Jews in there.
It might have been a Jew country club. Who knows?
What are the movies don't I know? Like, there's been a lot. The one with Travolta, when what's that movie about the house? Where they move in and the house is falling apart.
Which house is falling apart? Which
Michael Keaton. Didn't Michael Keaton do a movie about he bought a house?
Oh no, that's not Travolta. It was Pacific Heights.
Pacific Heights.
I think it's Melanie Griffith and Matthew Modine, and they buy a house to flip it. And Michael Keaton is this fucking psycho renter that won't move out. They can't get him out, and yet he does everything in his power to make it even worse. Yeah, that was back in the early 90s, I think it was, Pacific Heights.
Yeah, 1990.
Yeah.
Another good movie about revenge that you have to look at it as revenge is, what's the movie De Niro made with the crazy guy? He's a crazy guy.
Which crazy guy?
And it's a remake. He torments Nick Nolte.
Oh, Cape Fear.
Cape Fear.
The original's better though.
The original,
yeah.
The original is better.
That like when I finally saw because I had seen Cape Fear, I had seen the De Niro version, and it was good. But then the Egyptian showed the original one, and I went to see it, and I was knocked on my ass.
It's black and white, isn't it?
It's black and white.
Black and white. Yeah, yeah.
It's Gregory Peck.
Yes.
It's Polly Bergen as the wife, and it's Robert Mitchum as Caddy, and as Max Cady, and he's fucking. See, with De Niro, you get this cartoonish kind of. He's scary and he's creepy, but he's movie creepy. Mitchum, Mitchum looked like a guy you could meet in a
they
bar.
put Mitchum in the remake.
Yeah, they did.
They
He played the cop in that. You know, he's just. But Mitchum had this cool style to him. He had this cool vibe to him where he was hypersexual, but he was violent, and you got this sense that he was going to do some horrible shit to that family, and it didn't go down in the same way that it goes down in the Scorsese throws all this biblical shit into it, and religion and this avenging angel kind of thing. But what he is doing, he is going back on this family, because in the De Niro version, Nolte was his lawyer, and he buried a bunch of information that could have kept him out of prison. In the other film, in the Mitchum film, I think Gregory Peck is a witness as Mitchum's character is getting ready to rape a girl. He stops him from raping a girl. So being the main witness, he goes after him because he's the reason he spent 7 years in prison. But I'm telling you, man, both of those films, that level of vengeance coming back on it was fucking crazy. And I remember going, my God, this is really great filmmaking. I still get excited when a Scorsese film is coming out.
I don't.
You don't do it anymore? It doesn't.
I enjoyed the one with Jack Nicholson.
The Departed.
Mm-hmm. What's the other one he did? The one with the kid, The Wolf of Wall Street?
Wolf of Wall Street. You didn't care for that one too much?
I don't know. It's starting to all get the same pattern. He hasn't blown my socks off in a long time.
Did you see Hugo?
No, I don't think so.
Watch it when your little girl gets a little bit older and she can understand stuff, because it's a beautiful film. It's a kid's movie, and you wouldn't suspect him of being able to put together a kid's movie. But he's such a consummate artist, and he loves movies so much that he can go into that world. I mean, this is a guy that's made musicals, he's made documentaries, he's made religious films, he's made biblical epics, he's made crime dramas, he's done comedies, he's done everything.
Are you excited about his new movie, The Irishman?
You know what? I'm scared.
I saw a poster today for Gotti.
What happened with that?
Can you
that
see
was
the
supposed to come
trailer,
out
please, for Gotti? If there's a trailer, 2018.
I've seen a trailer for it.
You did see it?
Yeah. Look, Travolta. When Travolta is great, there's nobody better. Travolta really delivers. He's just a fucking great. He's a movie star, but he is a great actor. But but the movie star thing overwhelms everything else that he does. But that movie was supposed to come out so long ago, and then it got buried. And then I started thinking he was going to start doing straight to video shit. So what's happening with it?
Here it is. Let's see what the fuck he says, because I just saw the poster today.
Strong violence and pervasive language.
Let me tell you something. New York is the greatest city in the world. My city. I was a kid in these streets, and I made it to the top. I made my bones doing a piece of work for Don Carlo Gambino. Like that, I became a made man.
Dad, I'm thinking maybe take a year off. You want to hang out with me?
Do you know what you're doing to this family?
I will build something that nobody can destroy.
Salute.
Paul Castellano was a fish in the desert. I never respected Paul.
You killed the boss's boss. You will bring down hellfire.
There is no choice.
You'll need the support of all 5 boroughs. Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island, the Bronx.
Our job now is to maintain leadership. I nominate John Gotti.
To the new boss!
Let everybody know. Now everybody comes to me.
I'm so proud of you.
You should be running your own crew now.
Mr. Gotti, are you the head of the Gambino crime family?
The head of my family.
Mrs. Gotti, do you know what your husband does for a living? He provides.
John's getting too much press. That can't go unchecked. It was meant for you. We've never been under this kind of scrutiny before.
What were you saying on the tapes?
I said a lot of things that could get a lot of people in trouble.
Dad, say the word, I'll go over a cliff for you.
You swore to me that you would not bring him into that world.
This life of ours is a wonderful life, if you can get away with it.
Johnson has been an informant for the FBI.
It's a grand lie!
You fight till you can't fight no more. Never back off, ever.
together and we fall together. This is the life.
They did it up.
So here's my question, because it doesn't mean as much to me as it means to, I think, you guys. To me, watching that trailer, I couldn't tell whatever year it was, 1970, 1980. It looked like a 2000, other than the cars a little bit, it looked like a 2018 movie. To me, I'd rather see it look like the I don't know what year he was running around, but...
He was running around, what, mid-80s?
85.
85 to, what, early 90s? Or he was in prison.
He was running around from late 60 to, I think, 85, 87 when he fell. 85 was when he killed Castellano. So the movie's 30 years late. But HBO did a movie.
Who'd they have? Did they have Armando Sante?
Armando Sante.
Yeah.
That was tremendous.
Yeah.
And Anthony Quinn.
Yeah.
Played the fucking mob boy, the underboss. It was great. I thought it was great. I don't think people, listen, right now, I'm so far taken away from movies, and it breaks my heart. That's why I like talking to you. I bring you in here because you refresh me. At least you let me know. But when I ask you seen anything that floats your boat?
Nothing.
I've seen some of the Oscar winners in the last 10 years. And I sit there and I go, they don't even look like Oscar winners.
They don't.
Brando looked like an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
You looked at most people, they won an Oscar. It's not about that no more. We know the waiter from the Ice House. He worked for 4 years nonstop. Says he can't get a job now because he's a straight white guy. You got to be, it's all diversity. It's all very
they
diversified.
say it's all diversity, but I'm not seeing any diversity on the screen. I'm not seeing any.
All I want to see is a fucking movie.
Yeah.
You follow me? I don't care who's in it, what color the people are.
Yeah.
I'd rather see a movie that fucking entertains me, that takes me somewhere for 2 hours, that makes me think about what I just saw for 2 hours and go, you know what? I'm going to go see that fucking movie again. Something about that movie fucking got me, when like I said, when I got into comedy, I gave up a lot of shit. And I still remember, and then I went to prison. And then when I came out of prison, you think I gave a fuck about movies? I gave a fuck about Goodfellas. But I never saw a Major League in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I love discovering a film.
Yeah.
I love discovering a gem, My wife does that. My wife will say, I caught a movie the other night. It wasn't for me, but it's going to work for you.
Yeah.
And I'll watch the movie, and 9 out of 10. She showed me a movie a while back with Lee, whoever plays in I'm dying up here, Melissa Leo.
Melissa Leo. Which movie are you talking about?
The one about the Indians that she crosses.
Oh,
over
Wind
the
River.
bridge.
No, not Wind River. It was something about her getting those Indians across that frozen lake.
Frozen Lake.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. That was a great fucking movie.
Yes, it was.
And there's movies that you don't. It's so weird that somebody said something to me the other day. When I went to New Jersey, I was talking to a guy after the second show. And it's something I told Lee. I feel bad sometimes. I feel bad because we didn't get to see the best of the best.
No.
It was chosen and picked between us, between the networks and shit like that. Like that first episode of season 1 of I'm Dying Up Here. I caught it on the plane the other day. I saw me at my role, and thank you for the people who watched it. I really liked Eric Griffin and all that stuff. I was going to tell you, and I'm not even eating edibles. The spirit of it, I liked. It's not an Academy Award winning, but the spirit of it, I like. Sometimes a movie isn't an Academy Award winner, but the spirit of it, I like. Black Panther had me until I saw the CGI.
The rhinoceroses.
Horrible.
I fucking hated
it.
I was having a good time.
I was having a good time there too. See, that's all that shit loses me, and that's every movie today.
Yeah.
That's every movie they cut. They took something out of movies, the realism, something realism out of it. They really did. They really did. When that dude won the Oscar for Hurt Locker, that guy shouldn't. And I don't know him. I'm not saying nothing bad about him.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was an Oscar-winning performance.
No.
That was far from what I expect. When I saw Pesci in Goodfellas, I left there going, something's going to happen here.
That's the guy that delivered.
When I seen Dancing with Wolves, I knew that was a beautiful fucking film.
Yeah.
Like, I cried during Dancing with Wolves twice, when I watched that. The movie when Mel Gibson played the Irish guy.
Braveheart.
Listen, and again, I don't want to be that guy. What does it take a movie
but you got to
studio
remember, these
to put money into a film like that again?
These are films that have lasted. Back then, we were seeing good films, and you were more likely to see better films on a perchance basis. But the ones that we're talking about are the ones that have lasted. There are a handful of films being made right now that are good, but they're just fewer. I mean, I watch movies now and I'm just like, oh God. When I go to see a movie in a theater, I'm usually not really disappointed because I don't go into it expecting that much. But there was a movie called Beautiful Land or something like that. It came out of Australia, and it was about these Aborigines who this Aborigines man who killed a white man who raped his wife, and how they were hunting him down. And it was great. It was beautiful to look at. It's still out there. There's still good shit to be found. A lot of good shit is also on TV now. So you get pulled into serials, you get pulled into a Sopranos or a Deadwood or a Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or whatever the fuck people are watching right now. The industry changes, but good work is still there. You can still find good work. Did you see 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, the Frances McDormand film?
No.
I liked that. It was about a woman who rents these 3 billboards, and she makes a statement on them basically saying, why haven't you found my daughter's rapist and murderer?
Oh, yeah, I heard about it.
And it was good. It was really well made. Woody Harrelson is great in it. Frances McDormand, for the year, she deserved the Oscar for that performance. But there's going to be a handful of films like that. There's a movie called, there's a movie called Wind River. If you get a chance, see that. If you have Netflix, watch the Wind River. We're about to die. That was the Wind River. Fuck.
You get some Wind River in about 2 minutes here.
Do you have fish Arrabbiata again? Every time you have fish, he farts like... Oh.
That was sea bass.
I knew it.
Jesus Christ.
Some jambalaya for lunch. Chicken breasts.
He definitely shit his pants. But
he is going to shit his pants one of these days. I know that's going to happen.
I've done it already. No big deal. You get a paper towel, you wipe the juice, and you go back to what you were doing. You know what I'm saying?
The party doesn't
before it
end.
drips down your leg, and you ever get it where the sock catches the drip?
God, fucking.
I've had the brown in my sock. Yes, I have.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I shipped my pants.
No, you can't. It's actually run down your pant leg.
Yeah, I've had that.
Oh, no.
You take your socks off and then brown up at the right on the inside.
You got to remember, chubby guys are wearing baggy pants, so there's no cling.
I'm not claiming that I've never shit my pants. I shit my pants a bunch, but I usually catch it and then I just go straight home. What are you talking about? Wipe the juice and keep doing what you're doing.
You got to do.
You got to go home. Your day's over.
You fight through that shit. You know what I'm saying? You take it out of your underwear. You take your underwear off. You throw them away.
Oh, I've done that too. But if it gets in the pants, you're done.
It's not gonna get on the pants.
It ain't gonna get on the underwear. That's why you wear the loose fitting pants.
Get that Lysol and spray it on your fucking jeans and finish up the day. You know what I'm saying? What
is wrong with you? Fucking animal.
Well, have you ever shit or pissed your pants in the movies?
No.
Really?
No,
I've gotten close because I hate getting up to go pee. So I'll sit there until the last possible minute.
Well, that's why I don't drink in a movie theater anymore. I'll eat. I'll have the pizza. I'll have a sandwich, whatever, if they got to serve. But if I have to drink, if they're going to bring me, especially those fucking vats of Coke that they bring you, I'm going to piss before the end of this fucking movie. I can't have that, Then I missed some shit that I wanted to see. No.
It's funny how Mel Gibson, when an actor decides to make movies, you could see, like Mel Gibson made some great movies.
Yeah, he did make some.
Apocalypto, Braveheart, all the movies. The one about the Temptation of Christ. Did he put himself in that?
No, he wasn't in that.
No, like he was balls in the Passion of the Christ. These guys, they cut all the waste. Look, I can't stand. I worked on every type of movie.
Yeah,
and I remember during the not even the longest shot, Spider-Man 2. Was one of the first times I said, wow, they're spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
They got pomegranate juice. And I'm killing it by the gallon. This motherfucker pomegranate juice was like $3 a bottle.
Exactly.
I was killing that shit.
Isn't that the best part of being on set? The food and what you can hustle out of there.
It's not anymore.
The last show that I worked on,
not anymore.
The food was so fucking bad.
Not anymore. That's a day. That all depends on the show.
Mm-hmm.
There's some shows that say, "Listen, I'm taking all the money, get the cheapest food." There's some people who go, "Hey, man, I've been on a set as an actor, or I've been hungry. I don't ever want that to happen again.
Yeah.
Take $10,000 on my salary, and I want I don't mind working 12-hour days, but let me tell you something. When I want a bagel with lox, there better be a bagel with lox. When I want chocolate cake, there better be chocolate cake. There's some movies you're on, Lee, that you could ask for anything.
Yeah.
Just for bagel with lox?
Bagel with lox. Bring me a bagel. But when I was doing Longest Yard, I used to bring Steve, Simone, and Ari to the set and go I was like, let me get 2 pastrami sandwiches for my buddies.
Jesus.
Just like that.
I would love to look at what they thought the catering budget would be on your movies, and then what after. Like, because if you're selling jugs of pomegranate juice,
you have no idea. There was on Spider-Man 2 that they hired a guy just to open the door.
Yeah.
But then I've done movies where you walk yourself to set, you bring your own jeans. You know, there's nothing to eat. There's cheese packages. What are those crackers with peanut butter and cheese?
Oh, yeah.
Crackers, like 1,000 of those, popcorn in a bag, and apples and bananas.
They might give you peanut butter and jelly there.
Peanut butter and jelly. And that shit goes quick.
Yeah.
Because those animals go through peanut butter and jelly like fucking, like welfare people on the 5th. They fucking tear that up on the set.
He's telling the absolute truth.
Oh, my God. Those people go, what did I just work on? Guest book, they had a tremendous.
Yeah.
They were tremendous. The food was tremendous on the fucking set. They didn't serve you lunch. They gave you an hour to walk around, which means they give you $35.
Yeah.
Per diem. They don't give it to you that day. They give it to you in your check. You could walk and go eat, but there was enough food on the set you didn't need. And they brought it in every 4 hours. They brought in something.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know, they don't fuck around. But there's some sets, and what happened with me was, and it was funny, I did a short film in a pizza place. They were paying me cash. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
Like, we'll pay you 2 days in cash. It was 2 nights of work. And he goes, the second night's going to be like till 2 or 3, but the first night you're going to be out of there quick. But we'll pay you for the night. I said, you need to pay me for gas. And I went up there the first night, and there was nothing. I mean, crackers and waters.
Yeah.
And the next night, when I got there, it was the Taj Mahal, because the after rep was there. And I asked him, I still have that dude's card. He's not an after no more because it merged.
Yeah.
That was like 12 years ago. But I found this card about a month ago. I was going through my cards. He said, the next time you go on a set and it don't look like the Taj Mahal, I want you to call me immediately. I'll send the fucking rep over and find him on the spot. And after that, I got really, I did a movie called Boilermaker. Great movie. But the second day, I had to throw a little fucking fit on the set. Or the third day, it was a Sunday, we worked and there was no food. And I said, listen, time out. Monday through Saturday, you don't want to have food? I'm cool with that. But Sunday, you took people away from their families? You better get some fucking food on this set. I'm calling the after rep. They looked at me, dog. They never liked me after that.
Yeah.
I had the director on the podcast years ago.
Yeah.
And he just started liking me again. And then he put me in a movie and I couldn't do it, so he hates me now. He put me in a movie and I was like 100 a day, 3 days. I don't want to be in a movie that bad.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's you can be a motherfucker. You never know.
I feel, I love doing the podcast. I love doing stand-up. I love being on a set for a limited time. Limited time. It's really weird. I don't think I could do a long movie anymore or nothing like that. I don't think I could do 4 days in a row on a set. I think I'd lose my fucking mind. The dream I had when I first got here, being on a TV show, that left. That left. I don't mind doing an episode or 2 or 3, but every week, no mas for Uncle Joey. That's a weird thing to say.
I don't know.
Unless I fell in love with the role. Unless unless I could do like a Tracy Morgan role on Third Rock, where you call me in early and get me out of there by 12 or 1 or 2, I'm in. Guarantee me that you're going to get me out of there because I'm fidgety. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old and too fucking fidgety, and you want me in there for comic relief, I'm in.
Yeah.
But 12-hour days, 14-hour days, I can't do those no more.
See, for me, though, like when I'm working extra, I hate, you can either work me 3 hours and get me the fuck out of there, or I want to work 14 hours. I want that shit because 8 hours is the regular day. 3 hours, they're going to pay you 8. I get out of there early. That's great. 9 to 10 hours, that's time and a half. 10 to 12 hours, that's double time. And if you make it to that 15th hour, they're supposed to pay you your day rate. I figure I'm not doing anything else, and I'm sitting here and I'm watching and I'm trying to pay attention to, I'm trying to get to know these production assistants, and I'm trying to figure out how they're moving the camera. And I love being on set. I love it. It's if I have to go to fucking Santa Clarita or Long Beach or San Pedro, or if I got to go to one of those studios, I'm okay with all of that as long as I get to see how it's being
I like
done.
all that also.
Yeah.
I love when I was watching Greg Garcia. I love watching directors. I love watching directors.
Exactly. I haven't been doing it as long as you, though, so that's the difference.
One thing I've always admired. I was thinking about that today. I was driving back and I was thinking about questions to hit you with.
Yeah.
I think the word director has also been fucked up. I think that too many people with cameras have called themselves directors. A director, in other words, for me, what it means to me is he's going to read the script 15 times and then tell me a fucking story.
Yeah.
Tell me a story how he sees it with his shots.
Yeah.
With his lighting, with his... I see these movies, they all look the same to me now.
They all do now.
Okay. That's what... These are the little things I notice, and I could bitch. I don't have time to bitch. I got a wife and a kid. What do I know? What do I give a fuck? I'm too old. But these are the things that turn me off about the film industry. When I went to see Angel Heart, the fact that the movie's dark... It's just dark. It's dark all the way through. The director,
Alan Parker, shooting the shafts of light, shooting through that elevator as it's going down.
All that stuff.
Beautiful to look at.
Beautiful look at. I understood that. I don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's me, if it's the studios, if it's the director, if it's the coordinator. I don't know what it is anymore. I don't get to see that in a film anymore. Even I watched Splash last week. Oh my God. Last week there were 2 movies on. One night Lee called me and I actually had to tell Lee I had to call him back.
Yeah.
Blind Date was on.
Oh wow.
Bruce Willis, Kim Basinger,
John Larroquette,
brilliant. Fucking when we put it on last week, I was fucking howling here.
Yeah.
A simple comedy. And she carried it.
Yeah.
She was the fucking force. How, you know what I'm saying? Like, she should have done 20,000 comedic roles after that.
You know what happened? She was too pretty. She was too pretty, and you can't have... They couldn't sell that. They wanted her to be sexy. They wanted... Because I think the next thing that she did after that was big was 9.5 Weeks. And then she was a sex kitten for the rest of her career.
Then she did that movie with Richard Gere in 87, which I really enjoyed.
Which one? With
Richard Gere, where she belongs to a gangster in New Orleans, and Richard Gere goes down there and he fucking investigates the thing, and he buys her from her. She explains to him that the guy bought Kim Basinger when she was a girl. Like the parents bought her from the parents when she was 16. Fuck. So Richard Gere tries to take her away. What's the fucking...
I can't remember that movie.
See if you can find it. Richard Gere,
Kim
87, No Way Out.
No, it's not No Way Out. That's the Kevin Costner film with Sean Young and Hackman. Oh, man.
Kim Basinger, Richard Gere.
No Mercy.
No Mercy.
Yeah.
That.
I haven't thought about that movie in years.
Oh, my God. In fact, the guy that plays the husband, what's the movie with Nick Nolte and Barbara Streisand?
The Prince of Tides.
Prince of Tides.
Yeah.
He plays a husband. He's the violin player who's a dick who's having an affair. He plays the bad guy in that movie. Now, if you watch The Prince of Tides, the guy's a dick. The guy's a dick. You can tell by his face. You can tell by his walk. Everything, he's a dick. But if you watch No Mercy, you learn the camera work. You're going to see that he makes this guy look like Black Panther.
Yeah.
You're going to go, wow.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see the guy in that movie and go, either he was that good of an actor, or because when did Prince of Tides come out? 91 maybe? 91,
roughly.
90, around there. I was out. I was on locked up. No Way Out came out in 87.
91.
91. Yeah. So No Way Out came out in 97, 88, 87. So in 4 years, the guy didn't lose that much muscle.
No.
And he played so fucking intimidating. This guy, even in my movie seat, was intimidating to me. Just fucking sitting there. But it's weird how the director shot him low.
Yeah.
And made him look ginormous. That's always baffled me. That's what I'm talking about. The school.
When you have a director who really knows what the camera is capable of, and they know the lens that they need to use. They know how far they need to be away. They know how intimate the scene needs to be. A lot of directors don't have that. A lot of directors, because I think now you had directors who at one point had lived lives. You know, by the time John Huston was writing and directing, I think, Treasure of the Sierra Madre, Maltese Falcon, he had a life. He had traveled the world. He had been on all kinds of adventures. He loved movies, but he had lived. So it informed the films that he was making. I think the problem with today is that you got every director trying to be Tarantino. What's that?
It's a DEA card for a get out of jail card.
How the fuck do you got a DEA card?
A fan of the podcast came to the show in Jersey.
Yeah.
And it was funny.
We should leave that at the office, I think.
Thank
just
you.
To be safe.
This is my man, Detective Stephen Gates, retired, right? But it's funny that I met a lot of cops when I went home.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one cop, and we were talking about policing. And he was telling me how he was happy he retired because what happened to the police, he goes, is that now they're all college educated.
Yeah.
It's like where if you grew up in North Hollywood, you become a North Hollywood cop. And this is your home. And you know all the nooks and crannies. And when he was telling me, he goes, when I became a cop, he needed a high school diploma. He goes, now they give them to college kids who've never really lived.
Yeah.
They don't have interactions. They don't know the neighborhood. And that's why they're quick to pull a trigger. That's why you have all these shootings. And it made sense to me.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what was going on. I go, so what you mean to tell me right now in New Brunswick, there's no cop that walks the beat? He goes, that's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
A beat cop is a thing of the past. Lee, you've never seen a beat cop.
Only in movies.
Only. That's amazing. You know, anytime you put a police officer in a uniform in a neighborhood, it strengthens that neighborhood because you know he's around the corner.
Even in Boston, I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Every neighbor, like North Hollywood, should have a walking cop by that park because then the homeless people know, all those people know they got to be in check. Every hour on the hour, he's going to come by. When I was a kid, there was a cop that walked by you every 2 hours.
Yeah.
But you knew if you did something, he'd be there in 10 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
So you didn't do dick. You know,
was a different time.
It was called something. It's called when a cop wears a uniform. It's not deterrent. It's one of the biggest crime deterrents you can have. If I know that there's a cop on the corner, it's going to be a big crime deterrent for me. You know, so many things have changed like that because they all go to USC and they all learn the same tricks, or they have the budgets to be creative.
Yeah.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, these movies have the budgets to be creative. One thing about Black Panther, the story held me. The story was great. The story was great. They used some great stuff. They did. The girl was. I think the girl stole the movie.
Nubita Linlongo
The
or
sister.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she stole the movie.
And then what about Michael B. Jordan? I think he's really good too.
He was great. He was great. Everybody was good. But the sister stole the show. She was my favorite.
Oh, the sister. Okay.
Tina Turner was in the movie. What's her name?
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett was in the movie. I was waiting for fucking Ike to pop out of somewhere and punch in the stomach.
Smack the shit out of her.
It's always a pleasure having you. What's the name of your podcast?
Watch This with Rick Ramos.
Watch This with Rick Ramos. If anybody knows about movies, this motherfucker knows the date, the director, what else he did, what he ate for breakfast. And that's a quality you can't find in a lot of people. It's, as my father-in-law said, you have the capacity to withhold a lot of useless information. Yeah, shut the fuck up, bitch. At least I'm happy. Mind your fucking business. Like I said in the beginning of the show, if you're looking to get healthy, you travel a lot, you stop with the fucking water bottle. If you travel a lot, if you do all these things, you want to be protected from the germs. You see these Japanese people walking around with masks. That's why you think they do it. They don't know about fucking Shroom Tech Immune. They don't know about this shit. Me, I know about Shroom Tech Immune. And when I fly, I pop 4 of them and tip-top Magoo. I can make out with a crack hole and come home with no fucking flu. You understand me? Shroom Tech Immune, Shroom Tech Sport. The mushroom enlarges your fucking oxygen. They test it up there in high altitude and all that stuff. Then you got the alpha brain. You're having problems remembering things. You're having problems focusing. This is the fucking 100% guarantee you get from them. If alpha brain, you don't feel nothing, you get your money back and they don't want the product back. Who does that type? When you buy tires, they let you keep the tires? Fuck no. That's how much they stand behind their fucking product. Go to Onnit.com right now and press in.
Church.
Bam! And get 10% off. Number 2, you're a fat fuck. You can't find a gi to fit you. You got a big calf. You can't find a shin guard and Muay Thai. Your answer's at Fujisports.com. They've been there since Japan got bombed. You know what I'm saying? They've been there. Fuji Sports has been there for fucking 200 fucking years making top quality light gis, whether you're into competing, whatever. If you need a gi, mats, whatever you need, do me a favor. Press in our code.
Church.
And get 10% off. Help out the podcast. We're here. We're queer. We're not killing you with fucking ads trying to insult your intelligence. I want to thank Rick Ramos again. I want to thank the fucking Christ killer #1 again. That bong hit put him in fucking Lalaville. And I want to thank you guys and the guys that came out to the Stress Factory in Providence again for coming out and making it a great weekend. We'll see you guys Wednesday afternoon with Mr. Ed Quinn. I love you, motherfuckers. Stay black.